Book 364. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the poisonous yellow flower. That's right, the poisonous yellow flowers. But what is Matthew Daniels talking about? A long time ago, in an area of the earth whose name I cannot properly pronounce, a beautiful young woman was walking through town tending to her personal duties. This young woman, who was one of my ancestors no less, was so caught up in what she was doing that she did not notice the handsome young man watching her from a distance. The young man, being overwhelmed with attraction for her, walked over to her smiling and introduced himself. After a brief talk, the young man asked the young woman out on a date, and she happily agreed. That same night, he picked her up from her home and took her to a fancy restaurant. He even surprised her with a bouquet of beautiful yellow flowers that he picked himself from a special field. The woman thanked him for the flowers and inhaled their beautiful aroma. While at the restaurant enjoying their date, the young woman suddenly began feeling sick. Her head was fuzzy, her eyes started to water, and it got harder and harder for her to breathe. The young man asked her what was wrong, but before she could respond, the young woman fell out of her chair and passed out. Panicking, the young man called the ambulance, and the woman was rushed off to a nearby hospital. He waited patiently in the waiting room as the doctors ran multiple tests to figure out what was wrong, and they came to the conclusion that perhaps she was allergic to something she ate. So, they gave her several types of medicine, and they monitored her vitals. Slowly, the young woman started to get better, and the doctors thought it was safe to put her inside of a regular room. The woman was surprised to see that the young man was still at the hospital waiting for her to get well, and he was still wearing the same clothes he had worn to dinner, and he even was still holding the bouquet of beautiful yellow flowers. She realized he had not even gone home. Smiling at each other, the two spoke for a while, and the man explained how happy he was that she had regained consciousness. As they talked, the woman's condition took a turn for the worse, and again she fell very ill and passed out. The doctors rushed into the room and carried her away to try to revive her again. One doctor questioned the young man about what happened, and he told him exactly what took place. Being a shrewd and intelligent physician, the doctor thought about what took place at dinner and what also took place in the hospital room, and he asked if he could have the bouquet of yellow flowers to run some tests on them. The man agreed, and the doctor left. After extensive testing, it was found out that the yellow flowers contained an extremely rare chemical that some people were highly allergic to, so they disposed of them properly, and the doctors once again healed the woman and sent her to her regular room. The young man apologized to the woman and said that he had no idea it was the flowers making her sick. The young woman forgave him, and the two of them began talking again. After several minutes, to their shock and horror, the young woman fell ill yet again, and again she passed out. The doctors rushed back into the room and took the woman to the emergency quarters. Then, all of the skilled doctors in the hospital put their mind to figuring out what was wrong. After another round of extensive testing, the doctors finally found out with 100% accuracy what was causing the young woman to fall ill. They entered the room where the young man was waiting, and they told him they had bad news. Then they explained to him that it was him, the young man himself, that the young woman was allergic to, and it was simply his presence alone that was making her sick. Confused, he asked if they were sure, and they guaranteed him that this was the case. Feeling sad, the young man left the hospital, and the young woman returned to her room. And since the young man was gone, she did not get sick anymore. The doctors then explained to her utter dismay that some people were simply not meant to be around each other. And unfortunately, her and the young man were two of those people. And so, the morning motivation of today is the poisonous yellow flowers. As odd as it might sound, some people are just not meant to be around each other. Everything that you see on the outside can make you think that you will go good together. But every time you two get close, things turn bad. It may take you a while to realize what the problem is, and you may blame the negative feelings on other things at first. However, the sooner you realize it is the person you are around themselves and nothing else, the sooner you can make the necessary adjustments and move on with your life. So today, be careful with the people you let get close to you. Pay attention to the signs that your body and mind try to give you, and always strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning. To order books in the Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels book series, search Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels on Amazon.com or visit www.dandyandbigherm.com.